The old 69's running pretty great. I'll have to do a update video on that and show you kind of where it's at this point. But today I'm working on the 89 here, and I figured since I've got the motor mostly apart, it's got a spun rod bearing, so yanking the engine out of it hopefully tonight. Wanted to show you the cooling routing for the oil cooler or oil heater, depending on what you want to call it. It's also known as the KC4. Was an option on these cars. They didn't all have it. This one happens to have it, and this car is pretty much all original, with the exception of these wheels. It's really nothing's been done to it. It has 82,000 miles. And it's very rare to find a C4 these days that it hasn't been just completely modified and tore all apart. So since everything is pretty much factory on this, I'll show you just how all that gets routed up in case you want to put one of those back on your car. So I know you can't really have too many conversations with C4 guys before somebody mentions that oil cooler and how unique and weird it was. So we'll jump underneath. I'll kind of show you the bottom side of it first. And then we'll work our way up to this side, show you how it all hooks up. Oh, that's a tight squeeze under here, but you can see here is where the adapter goes on. The oil filter just screws into the adapter screws in to where the oil filter normally would be on the block, right there. But it's got two hoses on it. So you can see the one right there goes into the block. That's normally where the plug would be that you would use to drain the block out. And that hose comes over to this fitting here. You can see I got that one off just to drain it out. But then there's one behind it. You can see that hose runs down, and then it connects into a metal pipe, and that metal pipe goes underneath the oil pan. So you can see it here. You can see there. So it goes in, and then it wraps underneath the oil pan there, over to the other side. So I'll show you on the other side there how that looks. Okay, and here from the top side, here, you can see it there. It's actually a little easier to see it this way. But you can see right there, it comes out of the block. And it goes in here. See, I got that hose disconnected there. And then it's got the other line. It goes into that metal line there. It goes underneath the block. I mean underneath the oil pan. Pretty simple. Okay, so over here, this metal pipe coming up here, you can see it you can see where it comes up there. And it's basically got a T-fitting here, and this is all molded. This is all one hose. You know, now you could build this using some sort of a T-fitting, but this is all molded together. So this end here goes into your water pump. That obviously goes down to the metal tube underneath the block, and then this part of it comes up. You can see, and then there's another molded fitting here before it goes into the upper connection of your heater core. But this fitting here goes into this little tube, which comes around to this, and that goes down into the intake manifold. So I can show you on the manifold where that goes. So this is the back side of the manifold here by the distributor. And that little hose goes right into here. And that's pretty much the whole system. But I know if you don't actually have one to look at, and you just buy the pieces, you know, it might be kind of difficult to figure out how it all goes together. But that's really about it. Just that line from under the block there into your water pump. And then, yeah, Just that one other fitting there before it goes into the upper part of the heater core. That's pretty much that whole system. With the motor out here, you can see it a little more clear. So this is just your drain for your block. And they just put that fitting in there for that hose. You can see how it goes into that little adapter there. And then this one's the one that comes out underneath. You can see that there. Right here. So there's one bracket here goes onto your oil pan. There's one of the oil pan bolts has a stud with a nut. And then you got one over here. This one's broke off. But so you got the two of those. And it goes up to their T-fitting there. And you can find it to see if your car actually had this option. If you look right, where is it at? Right there, KC4. So that was the RPO code for that oil cooler. And of course, that's why they call it the KC4 oil cooler. So that's pretty much it for that whole system there. Hopefully that helps you out if you're trying to put one back together. Not sure exactly why you would really, unless you just want everything to be original. I was going to take it off of this car. I wasn't even going to put it back on. But now that I'm thinking about it, actually I think maybe I will put it back on, because this car really is almost all original with the exception of these wheels. So I may as well keep it original, right? Why not? So that's pretty much it for this video. Short, quick, and simple, keeping it to the point. Like, subscribe, comment, do all those cool things, and I'll make a few more videos of this car if I find some more worthy projects. I don't think it's really worth doing any videos on building the engine or doing the TPI stuff. There's a million videos on that. Yeah, but anyway, so that wraps this video up, and we'll see you in the next video.